Tesla as an overnight, NVDA intraday, earnings home run. Maybe you have a small account, and that's why the Newsbeat Live Room is your only answer. We're going to show you why, if you do have a small account, that this is your only trading room destination. And if you have a large account, I'll show you why this should be your only destination. I am Mark Melnick. A lot of inspiration on this episode. This is the Newsbeat Show. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Newsbeat Show. I have so many great things to show you here today. We're going to talk about how do you actually do these names if you have a small account. And I find it funny how, how Wall Street has fooled you. And I just really want to share with you some inspirational stories. We're going to talk about our Tesla overnight from last night, how it panned out for us, how we crushed NVIDIA intraday, how we chose more Newsbeat earnings names for tonight, and how we're doing, as well as some inspirational things that came in here today. First, before we get started here, just want to have you read this, pause this, read this, and then hit play. Thank you very much for reading that. Okay, let's just get right into the mix here. We have a jam-packed agenda for you here tonight. We're just going to talk about why, if you have a small account, what you can do. And I find it funny because the people who came in here, there was, of course, the story of the one gentleman who just made a ton of money, just really made a ton of money. Started with, $450 and was able to do this. And it was very inspirational. This, of course, email came in before we showed it to you. Somebody who made five-figure weeks and six-figure weeks and started with $450, a late mortgage, and a $50 one-month membership. It's actually $49 to our room. And he was trying our strategies and was basically able to pay off his mortgage. And I just want to talk a little about that because a lot of people are like, how does somebody do that with a small account? And the answer is options. And a lot of, we've all heard the Wall Street stories, how options are very high risk and common stock is low risk. Well, take a person with a $3,000 account. Maybe it's not as low as the gentleman, as, Frank's account at $450. Maybe you have a $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $10,000 account. But let's just talk like why stock is pretty much impossible. So you have $3,000, let's say. You're under the pattern day trading rule. You get 3 trades per week. And let's say that you go all in on every one of your trades. You go all in on $3,000 and you make 25%. Let's say, doesn't matter what price stock, it goes up 25% in value, whether it's a $300 stock and, the thing moves $75 in your favor before you sold it, or you're dealing with, a $10 stock, whatever it is. Let's say it went up 25%. Let's say it went up, let's say even 25 cents. Let's say you have 3 trades and you made money. You maxed out and made money every time. Well, most of you are probably stuck trading $10 stocks because you look at NVIDIA, you look at Tesla, and you're like, how do I trade that with a $3,000 account? And I want to explain that to you right now. I want to explain to you how simple the mentality is behind it and why it's impossible for you to ever grow with any service outside of the Newsbeat Live Room if you have a small account especially. So, for example, you have a $10 name because you're trading a small stocks, you have $3,000, you have 3 trades per week under the pattern day trading rule. You go full in 300 shares. 300 shares at 10 bucks, $3,000. Goes up 25 cents. You sell all of it there. You make 75 bucks. You do your next trade, $3,000 in. You make another 75 bucks. $3,000 in, another 75 bucks. You're up $225 for the week. How are you supposed to do that? Take a Newsbeat Live member who reached out to me Newsbeat Live member took $1,000. $1,000 and took a Tesla overnight with us. Now you might be saying, well, you know, how many names are you hiding from me when you take a Tesla overnight? This was our only overnight. This is a non-earnings overnight play. Very light, $1,000 Tesla calls. We paid $2.75 for them. That's $275. Gentleman picked up four of them, which is, I guess, 1,100 bucks, not 1,000, with four of them. So the gentleman comes into Tesla today. And you all saw what Tesla did. I even did a video last night talking about Tesla going to 1,000 bucks. Check it out. And Tesla pretty much gaps up today, $42.67, right? It closed at 850, 840. It opened up at 923. Let's call it 65 bucks, right? It opened up 65 bucks. If the same gentleman took $3,000 worth, and let's say, which they wouldn't have been able to, let's say he bought 4 shares of Tesla and it gapped up that 60, that 65 bucks, that gentleman would make $260 on their account. A very nice return. Do not mistake me. I get it. Very nice return. And granted, it would have cost them more than 3,000. Would have cost them closer to 3,400. But whatever. Let's just say so, right? The gentleman who made the the $1,100 bet on Tesla was able to clear over $4,000 in net profit. $4,000 in net profit. If you have a small account and you want to not scrape by, you want to make like any serious money, I don't even see how it's humanly possible without trading options. It just mathematically makes no sense. And I feel a lot of the services out there are basically, when you're dealing with common stock, not everybody's in a privileged situation where they have, a couple $100,000, $300,000. It's a beautiful gift to have that sort of money and be able to trade. Some people are coming back from a blown account and they could only throw in a couple $1,000. You're throwing in a couple $1,000, you have no choice but to trade options. That is how you have so many of the traders here with $5,000 accounts turning them into $50 to $100 to $200,000. It's because they're trading options. So I want to show you. We came in with Tesla Lottos immediately before the day really just begins. I hit a home run and I pretty much made my month. It was pretty much over. Right away. Boom, boom, done. One trade, Tesla, beautiful. Over. Okay. Now I want to talk about NVIDIA Intraday. So what we do every morning here is we make things very simple. We don't like to flood you with a lot of names. We do not like to flood you with a lot of names. In fact, this is what we gave you this morning at 9:07 a.m., which is a little late for us to tweet, but definitely before 9:30. And what we basically gave you here is two names. And I said, watch out for Tesla intraday. We were watching Tesla because a lot of us overnighted it and I sold it early, but our main focus was NVIDIA. So imagine you have a room. And I ask traders every morning in the room, we work as a team. I'm like, what's your favorite one and done name to start the day off? Practically 95% of the room is all like NVIDIA, 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 NVIDIA. So we focused on NVIDIA today. And then I'm going to show you something really inspirational. You're definitely not going to want to miss what I have to show you. And again, I'm not going to take a lot of your time, I promise. But I do want to show you NVIDIA today, just real quick. I'm not going to go over all my strategies. They're for free on the internet, but I will label them for you. So the first thing you could have done this morning is buy NVIDIA in a one and done. So right away in the first 2 minutes, most traders made their day. Most traders were done with the day. Me, I missed this one and done here simply because I was selling my Tesla overnight calls at a little better than a triple. I just realized the webcam got a little fuzzy. Okay. But right over here is what I'm showing you is every single strategy we have. Here's the one and done buying at the bottom base of this candle. Here's the Mark 1 right over here, buying through the top of this candle. Look at that, easy explosion. Here's the know your limit 8, and I just want to zoom it in so you could even see we're buying it right there. Look at that move. Look at that move. That's NVIDIA moves. Look at that. We're buying right here. Top of the candle there. Look at that pop. Right over here, know your limit 8. We bought at almost near the dead bottom. By the way, we're not buying on the yellow line. We're buying it underneath there, near the dead bottom, right where you see that little hand, right before it explodes up. Right over here, know your limit 21. Beautiful bounce, beautiful easy money. That's the 1 minute chart. Then you switch over to the 5 minute chart up here. And we do a simple Mark 5 strategy, buying through the top of this candle here for a move through day highs. That just really just made a phenomenal day better for me. And not only that, we also did a know your limit 8. And we bought when it hit we were looking to buy at the base of this yellow line here, but it actually ran up without us and bumped into it afterwards. That's a whole nother story. But the whole point is, I don't want to sugarcoat and be like, oh, look how easy that was. I wanted to show you why we're changing people's lives with these trades. I wanted to show you how people are taking advantage of this room, and I'm just going to get right into the inspiration section. I could share the Newsbeat earnings. Oh yeah, might as well do the Newsbeat earnings name, right? So, would you believe me if I told you stamps was our overnight list, going long stamps, which is currently up, I don't know, $31. There are people who are walking in. One trader told me he's expected to make $250,000 tomorrow morning. 250,000. I find that insane. I asked him how much money he threw in. He said like $20,000. I don't know what he bought, maybe the 115 calls. Now, I need to point this out to you because we were talking about taking this overnight in the room at 10:03 a.m. We have a new thing called Newsbeat Ideas. We try to give maybe one, maybe two a day. To buy stamps at 10 a.m., 115 calls at under $1.75. Traders were buying in. Those calls are going to go up 1,000%. If we open here, at least 1,000%, if not more, in value. In English, you have the trader with the $3,000 account. Let's say that trader literally threw 500 bucks at the trade, bought 3 contracts, which like 500 bucks. That 500 bucks is probably going to be worth, and I'm guessing here because who knows where it opens, right? Oh, what, 5 grand? 5 grand? I mean, you're going to get the volatility for Thursday and everything. You're 11 points in the money and change, and it's 12 points now, whatever. You're going to make like 5 grand for every $500 bet. Think about that for a second. So if you bet $10,000, you might be up $100,000. I don't even know. Maybe the person went further out of the money and took even deeper calls. It's these types of home runs that just literally make everything. And if you're part of any services right now, there's no point in not being part of other profitable services as well. I mean, we literally make it so simple for you. We had a ton of overnights. Check them out. Most of them are up nicely right now. Standout name will also be Zillow. And by the way, you know how many people, and Zillow and stamps were our 2 favorite ones. I said I don't like cherry picking. There are a handful of traders in the room right now who did nothing but Zillow long overnight and stamps.com overnight. And if you're looking and you're like, well, Mark, I have a really small account, Mark. What can I do? Options. You cannot make serious money trading common stock with a very small account. You know how in Wall Street how they say you need money to make money? That's true when you trade common stock. Now, options are confusing, Mark. I don't get them. I don't really get them either. What? But Mark, I thought, didn't you make 7 figures trading options? Yes. But I don't get it. How don't you know? Because all I do is buy calls and puts 99.999% of the time. If I think a stock is going up, I'll buy calls. If I think it's going down, I'll buy puts. Same thing like buying a stock and shorting a stock. That is how stupid and simple I make it. I'm serious. You really don't have a choice but to try this service if you want to, you know, succeed with a small account. And if you have a large account, as we do have traders with tremendously sized accounts, I really feel there's no better value. So I wanted to share with you 4 inspirational messages. And by the way, these all come in today. Want to talk about testimonials? I screenshotted these tonight. These are all coming in today. Okay, I'm not showing you old testimonial. The Frank one was what, a few weeks old or whatever, but I'm not showing you super old. These are all new. I'm emailing this to Mark at his pay it forward request, but thought I'd drop it here as the day is slowing. Sorry for the length. I came here in December after a decision to expand my futures trading into the stock market, which felt overwhelming because too many companies to choose from. And again, these messages relate with me. Maybe they relate with you. Maybe they'll inspire you. I've been a full-time futures trader for over 3 years. After a long career as a journalist for newspapers and magazines and a rock climbing instructor, which I still do, my daily goal is $500 in futures pretty much a day, right? I simply don't need any more than that. When I sit down to make money. I have the occasional loss, we all do, but I work hard to close every day in the green. I've had 18 losing days over my 3-year trading career. Wow. And I've disliked every one of them. My goal in expanding to stocks was to increase my middle income retirement account, but also to make enough extra money to fund a small nonprofit that provides low income children the chance to learn how to rock climb, kayak, and paraglide. I did not come here to learn how to trade. I came to find strong stocks that were moving on news, earnings, and upgrades. And that is where Mark came in. He is exceptional at finding those stocks, monitoring news, and clearly stating his approach for trades on those companies. He also happens to be a dang good human being, thoughtful, concerned, helpful, empathetic, etc. My trading style was somewhat similar to his strategies, though on futures I remain wedded to support and resistance trades that involve volume profile, VWAP, the opening range, and prior day's levels. I've adapted my approach to stocks in small ways that Mark suggests, and I've done extremely well in this room. In 2 months, I made enough dollars to seed our nonprofit and have dramatically increased my daily goal and my retirement account. I've also enjoyed my time spent in the room where I found inspiration, ideas, and friendship. Rock bottom, I came here with a goal, and Mark has helped me fulfill it. He will never meet the poor kids who will benefit by exposure to outdoor adventure sports, but he is a central figure in them having the opportunity. So major props to Mark and the rest of you as well. Here's a member who's not in my room anymore, who struggled, and I actually want to show you this email. I don't want to just show you all the good, still smiling. I want to thank you for Insigo and SQNS, INSG and SQNS. Blessings. As I was at one point in your Newsbeat Live Room. Basically, I was unable to afford to stay in the room and maintain a positive balance using Tastyworks. I tell people to get rid of Robinhood and Tastyworks all the time. Gentlemen kept trying to trade on Tastyworks, which is an awful platform. So, hint to all of you out there. I had started out with a very small, try Charles Schwab. I had started out with a very small account, still red, negative 2,400. I am still trying to turn it green, struggling though. Just wanted to share with you 2 stocks in my 401k that you worked for and provided me with. See attachment, I'm truly grateful. Gentleman is up almost $20,000, just right under $20,000 with a modest position in Insigo and SQNS, 2 names on our report. Here's another one. Hey Mark, as you may recall, I joined your room at the end of January. I'm not an expert trader, but I've been studying and making and losing money for a couple years. I tried multiple room services and subscriptions. I was in other 2 rooms and eventually I ran into your YouTube videos. I like what you presented there and decided to give your room a try. Today marks my 9th consecutive green day. I don't think I ever had that. But what is remarkable is that I am making decent money and taking lower risk trades and feeling really well about my future or the future. Something clicked last week. Into this short week, I was a bit worried on how I would do because in the past I have had great days only followed by losing days and giving back profits. Today I had my best day ever. Last week had my previous best day ever. I made $1,800 in 12 trades, and I'm sure I could have done a lot better, but I am happy, very happy. Thank you for everything you do. Your service and the Newsbeat community are great. I paid for the year subscription, so you'll see my name for at least a year. I can't wait to see what is possible as I keep improving my trading. Thank you. Just one more. Sure, you can on the 5 minute candle. I'm just going to quickly read this. Email to you guys. I don't even know where to begin. I found you on YouTube last year. Your spirit and humor was uplifting and comforting to someone like me who's been through an insane number of excessively negative trading experiences over the year. I probably made every mistake in the book, and I reached the point of quitting. I've been trading since 2007, 13-year veteran. The toxicity took its toll on my marriage and other relationships. I could relate with that, exactly as you preached. I tied my self-worth directly to my account balance. How many of you guys out there have ever done that? I have. I lost interest in just about every other aspect of my life. Most days I felt like a bad person for not hitting my weekly financial goals. I even lost my sense of humor, and I used to be the class clown in high school. It was like you were speaking directly to me, like some other members have stated about their own experiences. I too already knew a lot of the how to trade, he puts in quotes, or at least I thought I did. My own style and personality always gravitated to certain methods over others, but I could not stop self-sabotaging my progress. For the zillionth time before I stumbled across one of your YouTube videos, I had just blown up once again. With less and less capital to start over with after multiple account blowups and tilt-fueled revenge trades, I'd lost count of how many times I did this, but it happened at least once a year, almost every year. And yep, just like how you described, the tilt and blow up would usually be from just one or two trades to wipe everything out. This was because the stress I carried from my approach was constantly wearing me out mentally and physically. So even when I was winning, I was actually losing as a human being. No matter how much I multiplied an account, it would be obliterated in a few short weeks. And knowing this always gave me this creeping sense of dread because I was just waiting, just biding time before I knew it would happen again, and I would start the whole vicious cycle over again. How many people could relate with that? As I've mentioned, the swing trading was the hardest part. That and the losses from trying to get back to break even after a huge drawdown. The dread I would feel all the time, the depression, literal self loathing, and the shame. And it only got worse over the years. And the lies I tell some of my family members, especially the successful ones who had done well for themselves in other careers, so I wouldn't look like a complete loser. It ate me up all the time and created a lonely distance with them and even my wife. It's like you're talking about, I feel you so much on this. People don't tell you that this can happen, but it did to me. When I didn't really want to hang out with anyone anymore, do anything I used to outside of just trading, I know that feeling, and stop believing in myself, that was about rock bottom for me trading wise. Then I stumbled across your channel. You said you were a Street Fighter 2 champion, which just happened to be the favorite and most competitive game between me and my siblings growing up, Turbo Street Fighter on Super NES. And now my nephews and nieces. I figured, okay, that's cool. I'll give this guy a listen. I was already 1 foot out of the door in my trading career, and you started talking to me like the trading mentor I wished I had. As I pointed out before, the only thing remotely resembling success I had salvaged was day trading options, and even that was discouraged by my betters, who would insist that they would never met anybody in their 20 or 30-year career that made anything of themselves day trading. Waste of time, picking up nickels and passing up dollars, myopic outlook. All these criticisms dissuaded me. This is a Newsbeat Live member, by the way, from going forward with the day trading, even though day trading was the one thing that actually showed consistent progress in my ledger and for my personality in need for more immediate feedback. I had continued to force myself into the swing trading mold for years, and it was miserable. Not that I mind swing trading, but it was all I was doing, and I was doing it with resentment, and I hated that I wasn't allowed to lean on day trading because the experts said so. I figured they knew better, as they had far more experience than I did. So who was I to question, ignoring my direct experience saying otherwise, as embarrassed as I am to say that? So you start talking about the forbidden and impossible day trading options, and that day trading options is not only possible, but very lucrative. You start talking about chipping away at psychological toxicity in the supportive community you surrounded yourself with. I knew what I needed to do, and I signed up with you a few weeks later. It's only been a month or so, and guess what? You have truly revolutionized my trading. Why? Because you revolutionized my mindset. I honestly didn't believe this would ever happen. I had already resigned myself to the same self destructive pattern and prepared to find another career. But you reached out to me, man, like that older brother somebody always wishes they had looking out for them. That's what you are to me. I may not always trade every style identically as other traders in the room, and I may not be where I want to be yet mentally, but you pulled me out of this emotionally sick place that I found myself in. I have this community now which absolutely amazes me, and I am taking my trading career back and healing my relationships because I'm a happier person now. Truly, I am happier, and it's weird and great. It's not weird. It's very common. I get that all the time. I still have a lot of damage and dysfunction to unwind, but I'm on the path. Yeah, you've been trading 13 years. Give me another month and see how you feel. I'm doing it, and I owe it to you and the Newsbeat Live members. Thank you, Mark. Thank you for getting me to where I need to be and pouring so much of yourself into the lives of your members. You've made my life better, straight up. You've had me at Street Fighter 2, bro. Okay. These are all emails that came in today. I get these emails pretty much every single day. I want to have a major difference in your life. I want to show you what the best trading room on Wall Street looks like. I want to show you what the best everything from swing to overnight to earnings to intraday, whatever it is you want to do. I want to show you that we can add value to whatever you already have, whether you're using a multitude of other services, whether you have no services out there. I humbly believe that we can add tremendous, tremendous value to whatever you're doing. Our earnings plays right now, following everything on the chart, and it's this number is going to be probably extremely higher tomorrow between Stamps and Zillow. I mean, I didn't take those into consideration yet. We're at 74,660 bucks on our sheet. We give you this part of your Newsbeat Live subscription. It is not a separate subscription. There are traders in the room who want nothing but that. There are traders in the room who are absolutely crushing it on nothing but that. So definitely take advantage of it. Definitely see what we're bringing to the table here. Here are our levels for tomorrow. Again, yesterday we gave you 33, 93, 38, 3393, spot 38 on the S&P 500. Just to show you, the the day high today in the S&P 500, remember we gave you this level yesterday, 3393 spot 52. We gave you the level 3393 spot 38. We were 14 cents off the dead top of the S&P 500. Not only that, we called the dead top of Netflix today. Notice how Netflix topped out there? We were calling it before it even happened. We called the top in real time and it never looked back despite the market going up. This is the advantage of the algo levels, and we give them to you for just watching the Newsbeat show. Take advantage of them, screenshot them, write them down. They're here for you. My final thoughts is that anything is possible in the market. The truth is, if somebody tells you you can't do something, the truth is they just either don't know how to do it better themselves or they're just straight up lying to you. And I would really humbly not like to believe that. Maybe you need psychological toxicity help. Well, guess what? How about I'll give it to you for free? Click the link in the description for my free ebook talking on how to overcome psychological toxicity in your training. It's not exactly free. It will cost you some of your time to read the information, but I promise you it will be worth it. It will be worth your time reading that ebook. Take advantage of it, become a better trader, see why everybody else is, fighting to become successful and how I don't want to use the word easy because once you get over your psychological toxicity, making money in the market is easy. Again, I practically make money every single day. Again, you saw like the one trader who had 18 losing days in 3 years. Like he gets it. That person gets the mentality. We could bring you to that level. I believe in you that we could bring you to that level. You just have to overcome your psychological toxicity first. And that's why we try to give you all this information as free as possible. Again, we did a video. If you're watching our videos, even if you weren't a Newsbeat live room, watch Newsbeat show 550. We were talking to you about stamps long in the video. I mean, we didn't give you every name. There was 14 names we gave you today. There are other names that are working real well too. I'm just using this as an example from the video. We gave you Stamps Long. We gave you Zillow Long. We gave you both these names and on a free show. We're giving you a free psychology ebook. We're showing you real emails, not testimonials after one person had a good day. We're showing you testimonials from people who are consistently profitable. Things that come in today, not things that come in 5 years ago, not the same positive testimonial that came in. I don't even think T3 even knows what to do with all the testimonials I send them. I think I send them and they have like, like the Melnick spam can. They probably have a little icon on their desk that says Melnick spam can, and it's full of hundreds of testimonials. And just, you have to, guys, you got to right click and get empty recycling bin when you see all those. But I just wanted to share with you some of those stories. I think they're all positive. I think they're all inspiring, just all kidding aside, of course. I think they're really all positive and inspiring. I really humbly believe in you. I believe if you put yourself in the right environment with the right system, there is no reason why you cannot be a consistently profitable trader as well. I hope you guys enjoyed this Newsbeat show. Happy trading, make money, and I will see you tomorrow morning on the Newsbeat live trading broadcast. Have a wonderful evening.